welcome to this episode. Today I wanted to use one of these huge cards. I found this stack actually on my trip to Budapest at a shop called Tiger. We have it in Vienna as well. I believe it's a Danish shop. They have very fun like gadgets and some stationery items and stuff in their stores. So I just had to get these huge cards. I think they're so cool. So I wanted to use this ace, and unfortunately it was a bit too big to work in my journal, so I thought I will try to fold it in half and make like a little booklet. So I'm taking my scoreboard, and if you don't have a scoreboard you can just do it with a ruler, and so I'm just scoring, and since I didn't calculate correctly and it was not in the middle I decided to just make another one next to it so that it has a little bit of a spine, and now it works out perfectly. You see it has a tiny little spine there, and that is perfect. So now I'm looking for a page where I could slide that into the middle. I've used up most of my middles but I think there's one left that is still available, like a middle of a signature. Yeah, and there it is. So that was the idea, to put it in there and to make a little booklet with two tuck spots. I have these, they're called, what are they called? Project Life cards, I believe. And I found a stack of these at a craft flea market that I went to in May. And I had to get them because not only were they cheap, but this is something you don't find here in Austria actually, so I had to get them. So now I'm trying to decide which of these would work best for my little booklet, and I was very torn between these and the ones with the flowers. I really like these with the flowers, but I thought it would be very hard to embellish them further because of that yellow color. So I decided to go for the more neutral ones where it would be easy to collage on it, because that's what I wanted to do. So now, as they were a bit too big, I wanted to measure the size of the tuck spot, and I'm checking that they're the same, and I'm just gonna cut that down, ink those up, as well as inking up the card. And I also sewed those on. That's somehow missing in the video. I'm sorry. I sewed on those tuck spots with some white thread with my sewing machine. So now I'm collaging on both of those tuck spots. I just took a few of my scraps, and I'm now trying to position them in a way that I guess makes sense for me. Yeah, so the papers I chose to collage are some that have red, some that have gray, because the Project Life cards, the grid is in gray, and some floral images, so things that would work together. And I still have this ribbon, which is so cute. I wanted to use it. It's still from Maud's Happy Mail, and it looks so Austrian because of the red and white checkered theme, and it looks looks like our traditional how do you say, our, like, there's traditional clothing we have that has like the hearts like that and stuff. So I really wanted to use that. So now I'm working on the other side, and I'm again using that same gray base. I believe that was from a Daphne's Diary. I really like it because it has some really nice font on it. I don't know if you can see it. And using a second piece of that ribbon was just going to be too much, so I then decided not to do that. And I am inking up all the edges of those little pieces. That just kind of defines them more and makes them pop more from the background. So then I thought, well, I haven't used a stamp in a long time, so I wanted to check my stamps. And this stamp book is something I found at the flea market. and I just put all my stamps in there. And I found this one which is so perfect for this little booklet, and it's one from Alabama. So greetings to Alabama if there's anyone there watching. I really like it, the stamp, it's so cute. A flower and a bird. Well, how more perfect could it be? So now I'm just gonna glue all the pieces on with my glue stick. And same thing on the right. I just inked up the pieces, and now I'm going to glue everything on. For the ribbon, I'm using my white glue because the glue stick wouldn't have been enough. Yeah, so those are my decorated pockets. And now for the inside, I wanted to use this very sweet image of a poppy, which I had in my scraps for a long time. And on the back there, or next to it, was a description in German about the poppy, some information. And I wanted to, now I'm just rounding the corners, I wanted to stick that in there on a card. So again, I'm using one of the Project Life cards, which had the perfect size. I didn't even need to cut it down. And I'm trying to decide which side to put the image on, because I actually really like how it pops on this dark side, on the black and white side, but it was too dominant when I would put it in the pocket, so I wanted to put that as the back side. And I'm going into my cigar box where I have some cutout words and phrases, and I have this cutout from a vintage book which says wildflowers, so perfect for this card. So I suggest, if you ever come across words in magazines or books that you're cutting up anyway, cut out words that you think might be useful, because they come in so handy in a lot of your projects. So I'm just putting the description on the back. And then on the right side, I'm putting in this envelope that is also still from Maud's Happy Mail, and inside this envelope she had put the center pillar, which is really freaking me out. So I have to cover it with something. I'm sorry, Maud, but I just had to cover it. And I'm looking for something in my medium-sized ephemera drawers, and it was either going to be this butterfly, or there was one more image from a printable kit from the Busy Bee kit from my porch prints that I take out, and it's this one. So I wanted to see one of those should work. And I end up going with this butterfly. So what I'm going to do is just put some glue stick on the back and try to put that inside. And just stick that right over. Okay, much better. Yeah. And now for the inside, I'm choosing a prompt, and I choose the one, this is our prompt list from Demi and myself. You can find it linked below, and it says favorite flower that blossoms in summer, and I am going to write about the poppy. So that worked out really nice. It really wasn't planned, but that was just perfect. And now this is a digital print from Johanna Clough from her printable doilies. I will link those down below as well. I just love working with doilies. And this time I'm not actually gonna use the doily as a doily, like I won't keep the shape of the doily, but I'm just looking to cut out a piece a rectangular piece that has some of the design on it that I can just fold in half and write on the back. I just think it's really cute to use that design. And just checking that the size will fit in there. Now I'm just gonna ink the edges, of course. And now when I stick it in, I find that it's actually still a bit too high, so I'm gonna have to cut it down again and ink those edges again. And then I looked up something on Google about the poppy flowers, and what I chose to write in there is: the poppy flowers message is: remember those who have passed away to protect you and all that you love. Develop your own sense of inner peace so you can rest at night and get all the sleep you need. Honor the dead and cultivate your imagination for a richer life. So there you go. So the poppies are used in, I think, in a lot of cultures to symbolize remembering the people that have passed, and I think especially also in the military it is used for that. So I guess it's a flower to respect a lot, and it's pretty too. This information on the back of the card says it blooms from May till July, so it is the perfect summer flower, I guess, and it is one of my favorite. And of course it also has, from its symbol, it also symbolizes peace and calm because of the opiates that the poppy seeds have, of course. So it's a very interesting flower, actually. It has a lot of meaning. Yeah, so I'm writing down what I just read to you. And yeah, I missed you. You saw I made this little closure for the envelope by just punching out a circle, both on like a cardstock and the same doily, just to make a closure so that the envelope would stay closed. That's a really easy way to do it. And I really love the envelope. Maud made it so cute with that little ladybug. And I thought it also needed something on the front side. So very simply I stuck this on it, which was a little collage that was on one of Maud's, I believe, paper bags that she had put something in my envelope. If you're interested in checking out the Happy Mail and you haven't seen it, I have a previous video that's a journal with me, and it says in the title, plus a Happy Mail, working with a Happy Mail from Maud or something like that. You can see the whole Happy Mail there, which was absolutely gorgeous and unbelievable. So now I'm just going to put that in, slide that in there. Again, grateful that I have a flexible binding like this. I do have a video on how I made this journal as well, if you want to check that out. It's a binding that I've seen Johanna Clough make for her Nameless series. It's the first of her videos. Okay, so now for the next page, I wanted to use more of Maud's Happy Mail items. Like I'm not running out anytime soon of Maud's items. They're so lovely. And so she had these lovely circles, which are, I believe, made out of wallpaper. And I again wanted to make a tuck spot, so I'm cutting out the shape so that I could put it in the corner and serve as a tuck spot. And I'm just going to glue the two sides down. And next I'm going to use a piece. This is really cool. This came from Alison's Happy Mail, and it seems to be a voting card or voting ballot, which is really cool. I've never seen one of these before, And I'm so happy to have one that I can use in my journal. I think she even sent me 2 or 3. So thank you again, Allison, for those. And I'm going to use that as my journaling card. I think it's perfect. And I love the combination with the turquoise. And on the back, I thought I would add some of those flowers, which also came from Allison's Happy Mail. There is a video with that as well if you're interested in seeing. She also sent me amazing things from the US that I cannot get here. So very, very cool and very thankful for those as well. And I'm just going to, and so I'm cutting that down to fit on the card, and then on the back side I'm going to choose another prompt in a moment. And by the way, for my next video I plan on talking more about Happy Mail, because I have been getting a lot of questions about how to do Happy Mail, how to find my Happy Mail partners, etc. And I thought I will also show you how recently I've been doing my Happy Mail envelopes, how I'm decorating them, which is a technique you can also use in your journal. So that will be my next video for Saturday, and I hope that will be interesting for you. So now I'm going to choose my prompt for the back side, which is going to be, what is holding you back from achieving your dreams? I think that's a really good one. And so what I'm writing is, what's holding me currently back from achieving my dream of being able to support myself financially with my crafts and opening my online store is overwhelm. Need to take one baby step at a time by breaking it down into manageable steps. Because I've been to a workshop from our Chamber of Commerce recently about opening your own business, and since then I haven't done anything concerning my online store because I was completely overwhelmed at like the whole bookkeeping side of it and the taxes and the social security aspects and all of that. And yeah, I haven't touched it since, so I need to get on that. And yeah, I've been keeping myself busy with other creative projects and with YouTube videos, but I've been avoiding working on that, and it is because I'm overwhelmed. So I need to tackle that again, and as I wrote, I need to just do one little step a day at a time, and eventually I know I will get there. So yeah, this was a hard one for me to write down because it's been kind of bugging me, and I've just been avoiding the topic. And maybe by putting it down like this, by confronting myself with it, maybe it will help me to move on. Now I wanted to choose a little decoration because that pocket seemed too plain like this, so I'm looking for a little piece of ephemera or something that I could add to it. And I'm going through these bird stickers, which are from AliExpress. I will link those down below as well. And I'm trying to decide between this butterfly and this bird, and I end up going with this bird, and I'm just gonna cut it out because I thought the white border was too much. So then I'm just sticking it on there, and I really love how that turned out. I love that color combination. It's not one I would usually choose, but it makes me so happy. So that's today's episode. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you got new ideas, and hope to see you back here on Saturdays when we talk about Happy Mail. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Bye.